All right, live from New York and New Jersey and Minnesota. It's Hangout Conversations with Matt Rappaport. Woo! Dum 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 dum. Lucas Johnson knows me theme song. Dum 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 dum. Lucas Johnson. Hey everybody! That's Lucas Johnson. That theme song actually just came from my head. He will be doing a theme song he's working on, little dubstep. And welcome to Hangout Conversations. My name is Matt Rappaport. Thank you for joining us on a Thursday night, South by Southwest, big time. I'm not there, but a lot of you are. Although those of you that are there are probably not watching. You're probably laughing and drinking and smiling and not looking at their phone. That voice is future guest Lynette Young. She is my guest tonight. Welcome to March Madness. A lot of excitement, a lot of stuff going on. Paul Rustan's body painting episode, my largest watched episode so far, probably nothing to do with a half-naked chick at all. Is up on YouTube right now for you to check out. And tonight's guest was body painted in the past, supposedly. We'll get into that maybe.
There is no flicker evidence. I made sure of it.
No flicker evidence at all. Zero. Although she has some private pictures she might send us later if you have enough money. What UG Plus features real quick, there's a red +1 button, which doesn't do much for me. It's there. And Ripple's now in 60 languages. And you could follow a URL Ripple, which is interesting because now you can kind of see that your shit is not as awesome as you thought it was. I mean, you could see who posted it, who posted that link right after you, so you could catch everybody that's like shadowing you. Well, I don't know, whatever. It's out there for you to check out if you really care. And so we should get into the purpleness of tonight's show. The tonight's show is purple. Everything's purple. Tonight's amazingly cool. Fun, intelligent. Good thing your curtains are purple.
My hair is purple, yeah.
The Jake's match the curtains, sweet. This woman, creative woman of Google+, social media, everything. She's talked around the country on the net, social media and more. She's run into Chris Brogan, Guy Kawasaki, lots of people. She loves purple martinis. She likes to drink purple martinis. She's the one, the awesome Lynette Young. I'm rushing to get everything in.
Don't rush. We're good.
All right. I am a rush in. How are you? Welcome to Hangout Conversations. That was the fastest I've ever done. My intro. Mike Stinger was watching us. Hey, Mike Stinger.
Mike.
No images. Mike wants to see images. See, people want to see images.
I know people want to see that. Trust me. I know they're not there anymore. They're not.
You don't have even one picture. Like, you don't have to show it to us. You don't have, like, one picture saved for that memory of your life?
You know, it was pre-cameras and phones. I think.
Nothing is pre-cameras.
It was the digital camera era, but they weren't. It wasn't like an instant upload thing. You still had to go home and plug it into your computer and do all that.
Right.
So they're around someplace, I'm sure. Some of them were more PG-13 because it was just like I had a red top on and I had flames painted all up here.
Can you not describe it because people are gonna? There's too many people like watching. You're getting too excited.
It was not purple, so why would I want to keep it? It was red.
Wait, so red is the only color that matters to you is purple, even though you're wearing blue right now?
I know I'm wearing blue. Isn't that horrendous? You know why? Because I just did all my laundry and I hung it all up, and I mean everything was purple, and I had like 2 pieces. One was green, one was blue. That was it. Everything's purple and black.
Well, for your sake, I hope Jane Ellen's not watching because she'll be crying that you're not wearing all purple.
She will freak out.
She's already freaking out, like Aaron Wood is freaking out. But thanks for being part of the show. I know you're on your way to South by Southwest. I've stopped you in the middle of your way, not intentionally. But are you excited about South by Southwest? This is your like 20th time going, or?
No, actually, it's only my second. Last year I went to, and I didn't decide that I was going to go until like a week or 2 ago because I wasn't sure. The hardest thing to do to get in South by is affordable housing because
affordable anything, yeah.
Affordable anything is outrageous. I mean, like Roach motels that go for like $69 a night are like $600 a night. It's ridiculous. So as long as you can get a place to crash, then the rest is pretty easy. So I worked backwards and did that. But yeah, it's fun. But I don't drink when I'm out by myself like that, really. And I have to kind of go for work. So.
But you won't be totally by yourself. There'll be people there that you know.
Oh, there'll be people that I know, but I'm not like traveling with anybody that I'm not traveling with anyone. I'm arriving alone. So.
So you actually have to be somewhat awake. But that's what Starbucks or coffee or whatever the coffee sponsor out there, whatever you tell me. That'll be what you should be drinking.
Red Bull.
Red Bull. Yeah, I'm sure
Bull.
Yeah, I don't drink Red Bull, so I don't think that's happening on the show. But I'm not gonna. I'll put it in my coffee if that's gonna get a sponsorship. You know, that's what I need. What is a sponsorship? Sponsorships are things that are impossible. You know about sponsorships, right?
Sponsorships are elusive.
Elusive.
They're very hard. Elusive.
That's what she said. You did. You just said it. Let's do random questions real quick. 1, 2, 3, or 4. My artwork.
I hope they're not movie related because I stink at that. I like.
Oh no.
What's the last one? What's the plus?
One plus 1, 2, 3, or 4.
I take the plus.
No, plus 1. Okay. So for all the marbles in the purple bank, what was the most inspirational moment that you've had or realization you had about life or the internet in general? Like, what was the moment where you had that inspiration or realization that the internet maybe was going to be your life, or in a sense? If it is.
Actually, that's give me with these hard questions.
You picked the wrong one!
Actually, it's a funny story. Years ago, it wasn't common for women specifically to go and meet random strangers in person that they met on the internet. But some time ago, it was maybe 2006, 2007, I had already met people that I met online and stuff and for work. And I was going to a conference with my husband, who I work with, and he didn't know he still doesn't know kind of what I do online, people that I know, whatever. So he's like, okay, we're going to this conference, no big deal. We'll walk in. We go in, and we go to the registration desk. And, of course, nobody knows me as my legal name, Lynette Young, because everything was done under Lynette Radio, which is the name I have every place else. And I walk up to the registration desk, and the guy that was behind there knew me, and I said, Lynette Young, and he's like, no, it's not registered, and I don't have your name, and I'm all mad because it didn't. And I'm like, I paid for this, and they can't find my name. So I said, oh, I know, they probably put me under my screen name. I said, Lynette Radio. And the guy screamed and jumped up and leapt over the table and hugged me, and because I knew who he was, but I didn't know his real name either. We all used pseudonyms, although mine was obviously my real first name. And then before you know it, there's 20 people around that I all know, and I was this big celebrity as far as my husband was concerned, just because.
And no one ever saw what you looked like?
No one ever saw what I looked like because it was the Second Life conference.
What year was this? Just circa 90s?
Oh no, 2006.
Oh, okay.
No, I had met lots of people, but I'm saying it was the one definitive moment that was it was kind of cool. We knew each other, but we never actually knew what each other looked like. And
so your first kind of hurl, that was your first big hurl event.
It really kind of was, but it scared the crap out of my husband.
Oh.
Because he wasn't used to, it was how do you know my wife? Hello?
He's like, why you got so many people
coming and hugging you? So it was kind of a surreal moment for him, I guess.
Was it that, or was it that they weren't hugging him? Was that maybe that was, I don't know, he didn't have the fan base.
Well, yeah, except for now when we go places, and then he's the big guy on campus. I'm like, oh, nobody knows me. I don't know anybody. I'm just going to sit in the corner and pout.
Oh. But your purple is better than his purple. So
he doesn't have any purple.
No purple.
He's always tie-dyed, though. That's how I could find him in a crowd.
You married a hippie. That's nice.
I did.
That's good.
I'm a fish fan, actually, not so much a hippie.
Well, I think one and the same, basically.
Without the recreational drugs, though.
Anymore. Did you meet him? You kind of met. I've seen pictures of you and him at conferences. Did you meet him on the internet, your husband, or?
No, I did it the old-fashioned way. I met him at my job.
Oh.
Pre-internet dating. Oh, I couldn't even imagine what people go through now. Well, actually, internet dating seems like it might be easier because if you meet someone in person, it takes you a long time to get to know weird things or quirks about them. But online, it's here's all my baggage. There you go. Read it. Maybe it's a little bit easier. I don't know. But I met him pre-internet dating, 96 or something like that.
Oh, the year I graduated high school. Sweet. Oh, come on. Oh, stop it. Hey, I'm going to be 34. Anyway, cool. So we have more people watching. Jane Ellen's here. She's appalled by you. So, that is a given. I don't know why she would be appalled. And Olav Fallen.
I don't have enough makeup on tonight, that's why.
Knows your hair acting. She's like, your hair. Yes. She's like, you're wearing a hair helmet.
Jane, I have an explanation for you. I actually just repurpled it, so I had to keep it back off my face. I can't wash it for 24 hours there.
I was hoping
now you know
that
my beauty secrets.
I was hoping you'd say the magic word, repurpled it. Those are the magic words.
I made that word.
You did. That's why. Any words that you make or anyone makes, I like making words. Words are fun to make. And you could bake them, and you can make a cake out of them. Olav Fallen, oh man, is better not Mad Rappaport unless you want me signing it from Costco. I'm not sure what, I'm trying to translate your English, but I believe, please explain further, Olav. But thanks for watching.
I think he
and everyone else that's watching, whether you're on YouTube or, okay, what better not though? What's the body painting picture? I don't know what he's talking about.
Don't get smarty in the thread, and you won't have responses.
Oh, hey, Amy Gabriel, Stacey Ferris, Angel in Spain.
I love
Karen
when you
Sharkey
make him shut up.
Wow.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
You know I love you. I can't. That's as much as I can sing of that. So you got a Google Plus invite. So you've been in the social media arena for a while, forever. Well, we're not that old.
96.
Yeah. So in '96, though, what would you? So '96 was what, AOL?
Dude, it was pre-everything. We hand-coded blogs back then. We didn't call them blogs.
No, you called them. What did you call them? Things?
Online journals. That's kind of where LiveJournal came from. Was that I think they were maybe they were the first. AOL would have pages. Oh, it was some of the other atrocious ones.
GeoCities, but you could do blogs. GeoCities, GeoCities.
With the butterflies that would follow.
I don't know. What year Friendster didn't come around until what, like 2002? Or something like that? 3? Because MySpace was 3 or 4, right? 2?
Yeah,
maybe
YouTube was 2006, and I think my Friendster was in between.
I thought Friendster was earlier than that. Maybe not. Okay.
It's all a blur.
It's all a blur, like a Blur song. So Google Plus, you got an invite early on. Did you have to? You didn't have to beg for it. You're just sitting there, right? You're like, I'm there.
It came directly from California, but the time zone difference. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast where I am, and I was like, oh hell, I'll just leave it sit.
So when you say it came directly from California, you're saying Google themselves invited you?
A friend of mine that worked at Google.
Okay, cool. And so, like, I mean, you love Google Plus.
I think it came from I think his wife said send it to me. I don't know, but they were probably looking.
You have that female connection, of course.
Yeah, she doesn't. I know where the invite came from, but I think the husband is an engineer at Google. But yeah, I got it, and I sat on it. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it in the morning. And like the next morning, it's like, everything's on fire. It's like, you can't get back in. I was like, click, 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 in.
Yeah.
It was only from like 2 o'clock in the morning to like 6:30 the next morning by the time I get up and decided to do it. But I jumped right in, and I said, yes, I'll do it, and then I never went into the system. I just did it the next day. So I got in, like, literally that first night.
Mm-hmm. And so, but you had tried the atrocity known as Wave and whatever they want to call Buzz, right?
Buzz I didn't mind so much. There was nothing social about it. It was one big it was a list.
Not nothing. I wouldn't say nothing social, just nothing majorly social.
Nothing
there was
majorly.
a drop of
like
social.
MySpace isn't social.
It was. Disagree?
Well, you had to go someplace specifically to share a piece of content, and if you didn't go to that page, you couldn't see it. And that was kind of the same thing with Buzz. Buzz was more like link shares with commenting or something, but Wave was, I liked it, but
I never used it.
It was really freaky to use if you had multiple people using it.
That was awesome. That was the best pause. It was really freaky.
Freaky. It really was.
Use.
I've been in technology for a million years, and it was a very
Can I say you look good for your age? You look good for a million years.
Thank you. I look great for a million years old. Thank you.
You look amazing.
Jane does that to me.
Yeah, don't give her that much credit. What? She's watching.
Yeah, I've been in technology for a really long time. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a no-brainer. I'm smart, right? No, I couldn't figure it out. I was like, I feel like a dunce now. That one took a while for me to grasp. I'm like, okay, so you say it's email, it's not email. You say it's this, it doesn't act like this. I think I remember them say, maybe it wasn't Google, because I really can't see any company, well, I can actually, maybe Apple, being ballsy enough to say, this will be the end of email as you know it. And I'm like, people were saying.
Well, that's what Facebook, Zuckerberg
Yeah.
with his new message system was trying to say that.
Yeah, that this is the end of email, and yeah, when you grow up and get into a real corporate environment, you tell me about that, buddy. See how that works out for you.
Well, it is interesting, right, that how MySpace and Facebook had this idea that it was like for kids or for students or teenagers or 20s, and then like at some point that changed it to everybody, and it's still kind of working its way, and Google Plus is doing that too. So the idea that it's going to replace email when, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are 30 years and older. I mean, there's between 30 and 100. I mean, the demographic thing has always blown my mind with advertising and marketing, and because there's an audience for everything. You got an evil look, or
no? I see him walking in and out.
Okay, all right, that's good. I didn't know.
No, the thing is like, yeah, on the outside, I do email friends from the outside, like, but mostly it's chat or text or in Facebook messaging or in Google Plus. Whatever, right? Whatever you want to call it, a private limited comment or a post or something. The only time I ever use email is for people in a corporate environment. Like when I want to get inside the corporation, like then I send email, because inside companies, they email all the time. Like that's how they live. But on the outside, socially, they don't do it anymore. I don't email my friends. I text them. I chat with them. That's just the way it goes. So it's...
You have a couple. I mean, I have a couple of emails here and there with my brother, or, you know, if I want to send him, like, a link or something, because he's not on Plus much, you know.
I am my husband, and he sits 10 feet away from me.
That too, yeah. That's like hanging out in real life. That's what we do. We're all, like, on our phone. It was, like, updated. A couple of questions. Mike Stinger wants to know, how has Google Plus changed your business? In a multitude, millions of ways. It's taking away time from your business because you're too busy socializing, right? No, whatever.
Well, that's the thing, too. It's like, oh, big, shiny object, time suck, gone.
Hangout, time suck, gone.
How long you guys up 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning doing Hangouts? I come in the next day, you're there drooling on the keyboard, coffee, sitting there.
Is that what I look like?
What are you doing? You're still wearing the same shirt, dude. Get up.
No, yeah, I actually now I'll go to bed at 3, 4, 5. Before I used to go to like 8 a.m., 10 a.m., one time 1 p.m. It's not just Hangouts, it's also posting. You're just addicted to it. You're just like...
It is, and then once you get off that and you kind of meter down, I guess. But for me, part of what I do is I have to look at everything that's new and shiny. Plurk, anybody remember Plurk? Probably not.
Plurk, P-L-A-R-K. Although, speaking of which, somebody said Angel Fire. Is that what you remember?
Oh, yeah, that was another one. They were horrible with there were so many great things. But yeah, the how do I change my business? This is kind of an extension of my business, I guess, because what I do is figure out ways to match people's business needs and their communication needs with the technology that exists online and the ecosystems and the people that exist online. So I have to make sure that I have my, kind of my eye on everything, so I could.
So what you do is not the same thing.
I'm like a Yenta. I'm like a digital Yenta or something. I'm a matchmaker.
Oh, so do you find people to run other people's social media, or do you run people's social media?
No, I don't actually run it. A lot of what I do is training.
Okay. And
a lot of what I do, especially 2006, 7, 8, 2004, way back then, it's like all new.
It's still new to most people.
It's still new to a lot of people. But then I would kind of go in and say, okay, hold their hand and teach them how to do things or whatever. This is how you write a post. This is how you do something on YouTube, whatever. But now a lot of what it is because companies are already doing this. They're like, okay, I've been on Facebook for 3 years, and then you throw something new at them like Google Plus, and they're like, they freak out. They're like, I can't do it. I finally got a hold of this. I understand this. I'm like, things don't change. Are you still on MySpace? Do you still have an AOL page? Like, you don't. You have to evolve.
Right.
So then I take them by the ear and I pull them along, and I teach them, and I make sure that they still get out of the systems what they need to get out of the systems.
Okay, cool. And so, companies come to you, you go to them. It's networking. It's both. It's everything.
It's networking. That's why South by is a big thing for me. because they're all there and they're drinking, so it's easy
Yeah.
to network with them.
Well, it helps if you have purple hair. They stand out.
The purple hair helps. Yeah, when I'm able to, it's all pinned back now, I know, but it's
there we
very
go.
purple
Hello.
when they're. It's hard to tell because everything in the camera is purple, right?
Yeah, you blend.
I do. My glasses are purple. Everything's purple.
What else is? Anyway,
No,
so
not my shirt.
Not my shirt. No. So you're going to South by Southwest. So second time, and so is there? What are you really looking forward to? Is there like that you didn't get to do or that's new? People you want to meet specifically?
There are, and I kind of have a list, and it's not even in my head. I have it written down so I remember. Because if I bump into somebody that I know is friendly with them, I'll go, hey, did you see so-and-so? But it's hard to schedule things. I mean, I have 2 things that I'm going to schedule because I really, really want to sit down and meet with people and talk with them and stuff like that. But
is one of them Vic and Dotra?
No, well, yeah, but I don't have an official appointment. I may have an official appointment with him. I don't know.
Did you bring your purple umbrella and just hold it really high and like put Vic's name on it and just like wave it?
I should.
Jump up, Vic! Jump up and down. Put it on your T-shirt, Vic and Dotra. Just like use a marker. Use like a Sharpie, purple Sharpie.
I'm gonna put his face on a T-shirt and just walk around with it. That'd be awesome.
Put like a plus sign on his glasses.
Put a big plus
like
on him.
2 pluses in his glasses. Yeah.
I don't have a badge because a badge is $950.
Just wait. She said B, not a V. Just to those of you that just said B. Anyway, she has. Just checking. All right.
I don't have a badge to get into any of the official parties or any of the conference thingies because when it first opened up, it was like $750, and that's still outrageous. If you're a big corporation or a big agency, yeah, it's not a big deal to write off. But as a independent business person, that's outrageous to walk into a conference.
Now, is it $750? Does that get you into the interactive for the entire thing?
Yeah, $750 is only the interactive. The gold badge, which gets you into everything, starts at like $1,400, and a walk-in price for that's like $2,000 or something. I don't even know what it is because I would, it's not my thing. But but the walk-in price for a interactive badge is $950. So
you're talking to a filmmaker, so that to me, South by Southwest was a film festival, and that was a big thing. And, all these festivals starting to branch out and do more than just film, and some of them do music and now interactive. And it's crazy that they started this small, independent, and as like any other business, they grew. They're like, oh, look at all these people. Let's make the most money we can,
Yeah, and that's a part of it. And like last year was my first year, and we went down there with some business goals, and we wound up leaving. I think we met those goals, but it also made us realize that wasn't an avenue that we wanted to take with the business. So it was productive in that way, that it took us 3 days to get to that decision rather than 6 months of wasting a whole ton of money or time. But this year I'm going on my own, so it's not for the larger business of, say, my husband and I, because he owns a different business and he does different things, and we were kind of doing some joint projects together. But I'm going down just for me, and I'm pretty much going down for Women of Google+. I mean, I have my own company, Purple Stripe Productions. No surprise, it's named Purple. But yeah, I'm pretty much going down there for and as Women of Google+. I want to meet people. I want to meet professional women. I want to meet people that I can network with. I want to meet people that we can work together with. So that's pretty much my
That ties into Jane Ellen's question, who has a question. She wants to know, what is it like playing in the boys' club when it comes to social media?
Because I changed the rules.
Because I've got intelligence.
Yeah, well, I don't have my balls with me.
Oh, balls. Is that what you call them?
I'm bringing them with me, actually. The boys' club, it's not a big deal for me because I've been in technology for 23 years, and I was kind of gender blind. I was 23 years old, and I was running a department of 40 men.
That was 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago. It was amazing, wasn't it? And I didn't realize, for me, it was always an age thing, an ageism thing, because I was 23 and the rest of them were like my grandfather's age. So I always assumed it was because I was so much younger than them, when in reality it was probably because I was female and so much younger than them. But I did not take any garbage from them whatsoever. I was like a drill sergeant with them. If they got in my face, I got in their face closer, kind of thing. I just have no tolerance for any of that. So that's how I play the rules. If they're going to throw stuff at me, they're going to get it back twice as much and twice as fast. But if we can all get along and play on each other's intelligence and experience, then we're good.
Now she calls it the boys' club. I get there are a lot of men, but definitely now with Plus, with Facebook, with the internet, now there seems to be an influx of women even more than ever. I mean, the percentage is still probably not the same or far off, but I'm sure there's way more women at these things than ever before, right?
At the festivals and the conferences, yeah, there are, because the women are the ones. Now, of course, I'm not going to be able to cite any, technical or examples right off, right here, but it's generally accepted that women are a different type of communicator or a better type of communicator than men are, just the way that we are. Men have other strengths. Women are good communicators. We talk a lot. We talk too often, that kind of thing. It makes us really, really savvy online in social arenas. And so, of course, a lot of the conferences that I go to inside my own industry there's half of the audience is women, right? No big. A lot of marketing agencies, they're all women. Advertising, PR, they're all women. Tech, mostly men. And I come from the mostly men side, and then I'm going over to, talk to all the women. So I get the best of both worlds, I suppose. But as far as the boys' club, I mean, I do a lot of public speaking, and you'll see, 9 out of 10 speakers are men, and you may get a woman up there, and I know they struggle. There's a lot of times that, the conferences will struggle, like, please, more women submit. And that's part of what I do. I talk to some of these women, and I'm like, why aren't you doing more public speaking? They're like, no one's asking me. I'm like, no one's going to ask you, honey. You got to go out and get it for yourself.
So because there are women there are women out there there's women that are more like bloggers, women that are more like social media, someone like Michelle Marie or Linda Laurie, she's more like blogging people, and someone like Kim Beasley and I don't know. So there's plenty of them that are more social media, and then there are people that are like Veronica Belmont and Callie Lewis that seem to be a little bit of everything, more entertainment. I mean, so do you feel like it's all related, right? In a sense.
It is, and the number one connectors, they're all intelligent.
Yes,
but it takes women more effort to get noticed, I think, for the right reasons.
Although video chat helps for the wrong reasons.
Video chat helps for the wrong reasons. Actually, Callie, I've known Callie for a really, really long time. She and I started. She probably doesn't know who I am, but
what?
She and I started podcasting around the same time.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we did a podcast together and she doesn't know.
No. She and I started podcasting around the same time. She was a signed artist on Pod Show. I was as well. And there were so few women. So I knew of everyone that, was a woman that was podcasting and that was making money off of it, kind of thing. But when you're a woman in this space and you're really good at what you do, people remember your name right off the bat because there are so few of us. Now, if you were to say, okay, Callie Lewis, for example, she does Geek Beat. Name 5 guys that do something similar to her. Could you name them right off the top of your head?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
If I can name people that do it, Callie Lewis does off the top of my head. I mean, if you count, does Leo Laporte count? I guess.
Yeah, I guess Leo counts. We'll count him.
Does Leo count? Does he count? Those types of people. I know, the guy that does Cranky Geeks, Dvorak, and but I'm not your normal. But people don't know Callie. I'm not going to name off Elegant and Scoble and Perillo, and I can name all those people too, but they all do, because they mix up their social media and their entertainment a little bit. But I'm not your normal person. The normal people, I think the normal person doesn't know who any of those people are. But I know what your point is.
Yeah.
Those guys are big, or I can't. But I named a bunch of women just now. Veronica, I don't know. Veronica Belmont, she's like Callie Lewis, right? In a sense.
Veronica's much more blogger, gamer, tech.
Right.
I would consider Callie gadget-based.
But it's all
She may hate me for saying that, I don't know, but she's totally hardware. She's like a lot of gadgets.
Yeah.
She always knows the newest and greatest thing. She'll know the differences between all the operating systems. This one does that. This one, so she's really good with that. Where Veronica's, I think, definitely more of a gamer kind of thing. But yeah, the women that excel and get kind of rise to the top in this, they stay there for a long time. Veronica's been around for a while. Callie's been around for a while. Felicia Day has been around for a while.
But I would consider Felicia Day, more of an actor. Well, yeah, she does attack, but I feel like the actress part.
See, I kind of knew of her as a geek first before.
Yeah, before
Dr.
Buffy.
Horrible kind of thing in Buffy. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, those are they're memorable women because they're intelligent. Justine is another one. She's amazing, and
not to be like, to just play devil's advocate for a second. Almost every woman that we've named is physically attractive. So that doesn't mean not that they have to be, but I would say, right? I mean, it does help.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm like the den mother. I've seen a lot of people come and go.
Yeah, that's true.
But here's the thing. I've seen a lot of attractive women come into that space that really don't have, they're like news anchors.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really have they're reading what they're told to read, and they're saying and doing what they're told to say, or that they're researching it and they're just saying that. I'm not saying that they're puppets or anything like that, but they only have a superficial knowledge of it. And it doesn't last long, because when you put yourself and your personality and you make this persona of yourself online, you really have to have the chops to back it up, because you have to live this every day online, and you can't do it as a fraud, and you can't do it as, and it's funny because, like, I want to say news anchor, but I don't, like, they're not, because they know what they're talking about nowadays too. But what is it, the Eagles did the song Dirty Laundry? Who did that? Don Henley.
Don
Thank
Henley.
you very much. Yeah,
from the crowd.
where he's basically kind of going through and trashing them because they're just very superficial and only about the ratings. That there have been women that have come through up in technology or internet entertainment, whatever you want to call it, and they haven't lasted because they only have looks, and they don't have the substance that they need to survive in this space. So yes, Callie's, cute, and they're all cute or whatever, but
right.
It's, listen to them for 25 seconds, and once you realize how intelligent they are, I think even the fanboys get past the looks, to be honest.
Yeah, no, they do, but I mean, like, if you go to, like, one of these conventions or even a Comic-Con, because some of them go to Comic-Cons too, I mean, the idea that you think they're intelligent and smart and they're awesome, and then they're also cute, that doesn't, that's like a home run.
It's a trifecta. Yeah, geek, intelligent, and attractive. It's the trifecta.
It's
but
terrible.
That doesn't make you successful. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
There's that unknown quantity. You have to have a personality. You have to have a lot of things. And of course, Jane's she's gonna kill me for saying this, but like, I'm a little bit older than some of those girls, and I've never put myself out there as this eye candy. Like, my brain comes first, period. Sorry.
But, like, what I'm saying is that guys can be, I know women don't believe it, but guys can be attracted to somebody's intelligence, and then then they notice the rest. It happens. I mean. Oh,
there's a word for that, and I can't remember what it is. It's having a yeah, and it's basically that having an attraction to intelligence versus appearance. Mm-hmm. It's some big fancy word. Yes, Bobbi Jo knows it.
Sapiosexual, Bobbi Jo.
That's probably where I heard it from. She knows.
Sapiosexual, that's her.
Sapiosexual, yes. Yeah. And I'm a sucker for a smart guy, that is for sure. And, but I think that that has a lot to do with it. And everything on social media, these channels that we get to use, it evens the playing ground. You don't have to have a big rigs or studios. I have a curtain hanging up for me for Kevin.
Yeah, I got a same difference.
Is messy. Yeah.
I have a sheet hanging from a thing. It's nothing special.
Exactly. So,
hey, let's do a G4 real quick. This is like a Sophies Choice. I made it super unfair for you. Purple or social media?
Wait, how do I have to? What am I doing?
It's a this or that. You have to choose which one. Like, if you had to choose between the two, purple or social media, you're like, no, that's not fair. But
I'd pick social media. I could live with another color.
You could live with another color. All right. What about Star Wars or Twitter? I told you I made it hard.
Star Wars. I picked Star Wars.
Roller skating or Hangout?
That's so hard.
You're like, I don't want to. That's all right. There could be a tie if you need it to be.
I'd have to say Hangouts right now because I was the roller skating queen.
Yeah.
But those days are behind me.
And this is to go with Mike Stinger's question because he's quite interested, and we talked a little bit about this. It's not a this or that. What's the deal with Steve Wozniak? And if it is the Steve Wozniak that we think it is, exciting, smart, or is he book smart but not too exciting?
It's funny because I don't know if my husband's in the room someplace. I don't know if he actually hears me ever talk about this, but my ex-husband's name is Steve Wozniak. but it is not the guy from Apple. And when when you put your aliases in online, because people are going to search for you or whatever, I put Lynette Wozniak in because that was my name at one point. Because I have friends that know me as that last name, and that's what they're going to search me as. Believe it or not, there are more Lynettes than me than exist on the internet. But so I had to put that in there. So I put that in there, and they're like, "Your last name was Wozniak. Was your husband's name Steve?" And I go, "Yeah." And I'm like,
didn't even click.
Like freaking out. They're like, "Oh my God," And at the time, they're like, "Can you get me a new iPad too?" And I'm like,
even
and I was
Steve
like, "Oh
Wozniak,
wait, no, not
cool.
that guy." And I'm like, "Yeah, even if that was my ex-husband, he can't. He's standing in line."
He stands in line too. Yeah.
So no, it's not him, and that was a huge pain point for him. He hated it. Because I was married to him way back in the early 90s maybe, and I think the Apple IIe and the Macs that were in all the colors,
I remember that day. Yeah.
That was kind of coming back out.
And they called them iMacs, right? Or no?
I think they were, and I only got to use old Mac IIes or something at work, but I didn't have any of those fancy ones with color displays or anything, and So yeah, and it's funny enough because certain girls that I worked with refound me again and connected with me because they recognized the last name. But I think it's just really funny because my ex-husband was Steve Wozniak, but not that one. Because if that was the case, then I would have a ticket for South by if he was.
You'd have a ticket for all of us to go to South by.
You'd have a ticket for everybody. That guy's got like 6 ex-wives. He probably doesn't have 2 more nickels to rub together.
Oh, that poor guy. Stacy Ferris is watching. He wanted to know about G Plus taking off mainstream. Well, let's get into like towards the end. Let's see. You're like, the end better be soon. Anthony Feliciano's watching. Brains and Beauty for the win. We agree with you, and he's so glad that you said Star Wars over Twitter. Brooke Brown's watching.
Star Wars over Twitter.
Yeah, thank God for that.
None of the new ones though that he's doing with his stupid 3D.
Hey, you know what?
Needs to stop kicking that horse.
Somebody, I reshared this today. Topher Grace, an actor who I was on set with, who seemed a little like a jerk, decided he wants to practice his editing, and he took all the prequels and made them into one 85-minute movie that he screened privately for his Hollywood friends, which they reviewed and everything. That's weird, but he did it. He cut out Jake Lloyd. It's cool. He cut out pretty much all of Phantom Menace. Jar Jar has like one line to introduce the Queen. That's it. And they had the love story a little bit. They got rid of the Senate stuff. And I think the movie starts literally with Darth. I think Obi-Wan. What's his face? Liam Neeson dying. Oh, spoiler alert! When Liam Neeson dies, like that was the opening scene for that. So that was kind of cool.
He should not be ever allowed, and we should go back and edit. He's not allowed to do anything that remotely looks like a love scene.
Yeah, well, it's like a James Cameron thing. James Cameron too with the love scenes. It's like Lucas and Cameron. They don't know what they're doing.
All right, we got like 5 minutes, then we're done.
All right,
then I gotta head out.
5-minute wrap up. Okay, so let's get into that then. So, and thanks for being here. Thanks for doing this. So G Plus, what Stacey's question, and this is part of the wrap up a little bit. But his question was, what will it take for the mainstream internet to migrate to G Plus, and what does Google need to do to make Google Plus like more like, I don't want to say more like Facebook, but as popular as Facebook? Never going to happen.
You know what the tipping point was for Twitter and for Facebook is when CNN and the like started putting that on their bug on the bottom third of their page on TV.
And their broadcast, too.
When my mom, and I put that in air quotes, when my mother, but I mean literally when my mom came to me and said, I saw that Twitter thing with the @ symbol on CNN when she was watching TV. When mainstream media starts talking about it and saying, come follow us or participate with us on Google+, that's when it's going to hit. That's when Twitter took off, is when CNN started and NBC and all the news channels started giving a handle just for them, and then each like personality or that whatever anchor would have it, or the show would have a Twitter handle. And when people saw that they could tweet in from their phone sitting in front of the TV, and by the next commercial break the news anchor was talking about that message that they just sent in, that's when it exploded. We can do that with Google+, then that's when this is going to be paying attention. The people that never get on their computer except for to send a stupid picture on Facebook or to check in or do whatever, or change their marital status, they're not going to care until American Idol starts talking about it, honestly. So. But
there is a sense that there is that ability for Google Plus to capture Twitter's audience, right? To have them here, no?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Twitter more so than Facebook, because Facebook I still use, obviously, but it's more friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
the people that I already know, or the
Right.
things I need to talk about with, like, I don't know, the Girl Scout parents for my mother's or for my daughter's school or whatever. But this
I want
is where I
cookies.
go to get smarter. The Google Plus is where I go to get smarter.
Yeah, and the gum. I saw a pack of gum. You open the flap up, and it had Facebook and Twitter inside the flap of gum. So you know that they're doing something right.
Yeah.
All right, this is the wrap up, real quick. Favorite part of Google Plus is
Hangouts.
And what feature would you like to most see integrated in Google Plus?
Chat programs that everybody else could chat in here with us while they're watching, instead of in the comments or another comment stream or someplace else. I would love integrated chat. A
better platform for this broadcast. Okay, when you think of Hangouts, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Matt Rappaport.
Aww. I have nothing else to... I think we're done. No. People you love on G Plus that don't get enough love. People that need more love, that they don't have a lot of followers, artists or tech people that no one really knows yet. Anyone that comes to mind?
Actually, I have a musician friend, Matthew Ebel, that is amazing, and I've known him for years now, and I met him as a podcaster, and I fangirled all over him, and I love his music, and I will be exploiting my Hangout on air and putting him in, when he releases his new album, I'm going to have him do a CD album release.
Sweet, I'll have him on my show. That's awesome.
He does, like, geek music. I love it. He's like a piano rocker. He's really good.
Well, if I get him on my show, you can come back and when you have more time and we can hang out.
I'm going to jump back on when I actually have to travel up to North Jersey, and when I get into my hotel, I'm going to go back on. So.
Oh, cool. We'll be on Conversations Plus. We'll all be talking about you behind your back until you get back.
He's going to crucify me. That's all I know.
3 more. We're almost done. Cat pictures, dog pictures, animated GIFs. Do you hate them all? Do you have any feelings about them?
Love them.
Love them.
I love them.
You obviously still use Facebook and Twitter. I'm guessing you use LinkedIn. What, do you use them the same, less, more than Google Plus?
No, I use Google Plus 10 times more than everything else combined.
Right.
But I still use everything else because each of them has a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And Cloud has that whole thing where they feel like Google Plus.
I hate Cloud. They could shut up.
They should. Okay.
I deleted my account even though I heard they have Google Plus now.
Yeah. And before you go, favorite Google Plus? Any Google Plus story that happened that just blew you away of the power of Google Plus, or you want to talk more? Save your time for New York City Hurl. You want to talk about a moment from that, or we can talk about it when you get back later.
It's from the Hurl. Yeah, it's definitely from the Hurl.
Okay, cool.
It was meeting Amy.
Amy Gabriel.
Yeah.
Is watching, I think. Awesome. And Stephanie Davis was cool too.
Oh,
and
Stephanie.
Yeah, that's that. And Peter McDermott, who's watching, and
Peter Rocks.
Peter Rocks. That's actually his official name. Well, I want you to get to so the sooner you leave, the sooner you get back up to your hotel and get here. And so thank you for doing this. And if you happen to be wearing your Princess Leia T-shirt when you come back,
I was wearing it earlier today. I changed into the blue shirt on purpose.
Oh, there's your child.
Guy, the top of his head. You say
now, when does that get to be purple? When does we change his hair to purple?
He wants his hair to be black. Are you kidding me?
What? But thank you for being part of the show, and I really hope next time we'll have a longer one. Thank you for doing it. You jumped in, and
no problem.
It was a pleasure to have you. I would talk to you for 20 hours, but we'll do that later, and we'll make sure you don't miss your flight. Coming up next week, I hope is Rob Michael. I'm not sure. Mega Hangout or Friendly California dude.
Why March Madness?
And Heather Faye, maybe the 22nd, I have a nephew being born, so my schedule is all freaky because when you're waiting for a baby, you have no idea when that'll happen. And so we'll see what happens with that. Stay tuned for Conversations Plus with me and BJ and all of you out there that want to join us. Lynette will be on in about 2 hours. And you're watching us on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Feel free, if you want to hit subscribe or +1 or one of those buttons, I don't know. Feel free to do that. And go ripple it just a little bit. And thanks all. Have fun at South by Southwest, Lynette, and everyone else out there. And Conversations Plus coming up. Good night, everybody. Make sure you wear something purple.
Have a good trip.
Goodbye.
Bye, thanks.
Hey. Next week. Later. Thanks, BJ.
You're welcome.